And there's nothing complete about Alabama right now. People are going, hey, RJ, didn't they win 42-16? Did you watch the football game? Did you watch it? Because I watched it. That's what I do. I watch football. It was 14-13 until the fourth quarter. And it looked for all the world like Alabama was trying to give this game away on Nick Saban's name day. This is the day that they announced the renaming of the field to Nick Saban Field. To which Nick Saban had to be like, y'all getting ready to have to play in the parking lot after this. You not good enough to play on my football field. Because that's how it had to feel. You know, and then leave it to the true freshman, Ryan Williams, to backbreak, take the lid off, and then Jam Miller gets to going. But until then, you could see Caleb Downs at Ohio State, Travaris Robertson, he at Georgia. You know what I'm saying? You could see all of this. They got some work to do. They have to convince me. And you need to start by stomping a mud hole in Wisconsin and walking it dry. If you can't get that done, I'm really going to have reservations about what you'll be able to do against Georgia in a couple of weeks. I just don't see it. But, you know, it's Wisconsin. Midfield pack for the Big Ten. You ought to be able to do this on the road. Make it happen. One other game I need to talk about before we get up out of here is, well, two games, actually. Number 9, Oregon at Oregon State. I was asked, hey, RJ, how are you not, how are you going to not move Oklahoma after struggling against Houston, but you're going to drop Oregon after struggling to Boise State? And I said, did you hear the words that are coming out of your mouth? Struggling to who? Like, Oregon, to start this year, was supposed to be one of the 3 best teams in college football. Full stop. Period. 4 at worst. But right there, contending for the Big Ten championship. That's what we think about Oregon. Dylan Gabriel, Evan Stewart, Tez Johnson, you know, another Uwe Ungalale, right? And Mateo, Jordan Birch, Noah Whittington. I can keep going on this. But that ain't what we got. What we got is y'all damn near losing to the state of Idaho. Now, granted, there isn't a large sample size, but I don't recall Oklahoma getting a hard time against the entire state of Idaho. Like, yeah, all right, Fiesta Bowl, Boise State, cool, whatever, got it. But the whole state? Like, Idaho State's got to be like, damn, can we get on Oregon's schedule right quick? They might be able to finish what Idaho and Boise State couldn't. And they can't stop the run, man. Ashton Jeanty went for 192. All right, that's one thing. Assume that Ashton Jeanty is the Doak Walker Award winner. Assume that Ashton Jeanty is the first running back off the board. Tell me why you couldn't score. Tell me why Oregon is having a hard time running it up. That is what we've come to know from Oregon, not just in the Mark Helfrich era or the Chip Kelly era, but also the Dan Lanning era. You run it up against bad football teams. You ain't run nothing up so far. You needed a walk-off field goal against Boise State at home. You were in a 17-14 game against the Idaho Vandals at home. This close to being vandalized. This close. Now you got Oregon State, you know, and you got to go up to Corvallis for that game. But as much as I want to give Oregon State a shot in that, I can't. But then again, I can't give Boise State a shot. I couldn't give Idaho a shot. I need to see something from Oregon. I need to see that y'all about this, because right now, USC is the second best team in all of college, or excuse me, of the Big Ten. You know what I'm saying? They have the best win, beat a ranked LSU. Who has Penn State beat? West Virginia tried to lose to Bowling Green, didn't, but tried to. Wisconsin? No. Iowa? They lost to Iowa State. Northwestern? Lost to Duke. You need me to keep going down a list on this? You know what I'm saying? We're still waiting on somebody. It could be Ohio State and USC in the Big Ten Championship. And I got to tell you, CBS ain't going to turn down nothing but its collar. Because that is star power there, baby. That's what you want. You know what I'm saying? While Michigan is being booty. Just booty. Michigan, it smell like 8-4 in here. Okay? Smell like 8-4 in here. Figure it out. Last game we got to talk about is Colorado State. Mostly because Colorado has picked to win this game. Okay? So they are not the dog. They were the dog against Nebraska. Colorado State is the dog at home. Colorado State got a quarterback in Braden Nicolosi Fowler and a wide receiver in Torrey Horton that could probably go. But it's a much more even match because I don't know that Colorado State can run the football. And one of the things that we do know about Colorado is they can't stop the run. And all of the news that is coming out of Colorado has been, for the most part, bad, and not in like a football way. We're all talking about the wrong stuff when it comes to Colorado. We are talking about a quarterback that left the game, that apparently didn't have an injury. He was done playing. Shiloh went down with an injury. It looks like he's going to be gone for a couple of weeks. Trevor Woods got bounced for an ejection. And we got tape of Shedeur Sanders going, how many times did Raiola get touched? This is a man who is responding to being sacked 6 times. And you know what? You're going to get sacked when we don't have to respect your run game, and you ain't got none. Remember, Pat Sherman was supposed to be the offensive coordinator because Sean Lewis's offense was not built around running the ball. It was built around the quarterback and getting rid of the ball early. Turns out, Pat Shermer is learning that offensive line last year and this year can't run the ball. And as much as people want to keep telling me, hey, RJ, Jordan Seaton is doing his job, let me pull you back all the way to the top when I'm talking about Oklahoma. Jacob Sexton is a great left guard. We're good there. But one offensive lineman is not the damn unit, and the damn unit can still get beat down. And that's what happened. The unit that is Colorado's offensive line got beat down. So I got an interesting question in the comments. And every now and again, y'all be coming up with some really great stuff. And that's one of the reasons I love doing this show. I love talking to you. I love hearing what you think. I love hearing what you think is important. And then we build a show around it. So the question was, when does Colorado become a parody of itself? To unpack that intellectually, right? Because it's easy to make a joke there. We have seen the non-conventional way, the unconventional way that Prime has built Colorado. Not just the transfer portal, but the coaching staff, to how he is communicating who gets to play and how he is communicating who gets to ask questions. It has really I've come to understand the thing to know about Colorado is that Colorado still thinks that it's great. So the cognitive dissonance between their arrogance and believing that they're going to be great and they haven't been, right? 4-8 last year, 1-1 this year, is going to lead to some sort of dissidence from the rest of us. Like it's going to be a conscious dissidence. Colorado looks like it can't find its way home right now. It looks like blind faith. You know what I'm saying? It looks like they're operating like they're Mobb Deep when they the shook ones. You know what I'm saying? They have this effect that feels like they want to be Jill Scott, like we hating on them, like Hate on Me, the song, but that's not it. If you were paying attention to me or you're paying attention to other people that will talk about Colorado, you can hear the difference. The difference is I am with a group of people that want Colorado to be good. I want Prime to succeed. And I have my own reasons for that. Most of them are personal. Most of them come back to the culture. Most of them come back to how I was raised and who I was raised by. So the criticism, and that's what it is, criticism is neither positive nor negative on its face. It is offering solutions and pointing out inconsistencies is warranted. You're losing football games. You're losing them in ways that we could predict. And you're losing them to a team that we predicted you to lose to. You just don't want to hear us. Because the cognitive dissonance is that far. Cognitive dissonance. What people believe versus what is true. Okay? I'm looking at this program, and it feels like they want to be T.I. in motivation. But you're not T.I. in motivation. You know what I'm saying? It looks like Colorado got 99 problems, but the Suns can't fix all of them. There are other guys that need to perform. Shedeur's great. We know this. Shiloh is good. We know this. Bucky is one of the best in my business. But that ain't enough to win football games. Other people got to perform for you. So it feels a lot like K-Dot in Humble. Talk about sit down, be humble, right? It's not even that we want people to be quiet. I love Prime. People that are close to me, they know this. It's that sometimes the best thing to do is to say nothing at all. Like, Shedeur didn't need to say what we all knew was true, right? That the offensive line that is blocking for him has been trash since the day he stepped foot on campus in Boulder. But hearing him say it is not something you can do. You are the quarterback. What that means is you are the guy. You are the person that everybody is looking for to make this okay. Because one of the things that I've also come to learn, and this comes back to letting me be a quarterback and letting me run the offense, is two things. You are not going to get the best out of me by screaming at me and yelling at me. You're just not. The reason that is I am always going to be harder on myself than anybody else. It's the way I know how to do it. I eat it, I grind it, all of it. So I feel it in the marrow. So anybody else telling me that I'm not that good is just going to catch hands. I mean, not physically, you know what I'm saying? But you going to get every bit of me. Because it ain't about whether or not I got that dog in me. I work for a living. You know how hard I worked just to get here, dog? Part-time jobs I had, I filed 13 1099s in 2019, dog. You know how many licenses I got to do stuff? Like, when people make jokes about it's time for DJ Youngblood to get his CDL, I'm like, you talking about me now. You know? Move furniture for this, you know? Waited tables for this. And if you ain't got that in your background, you're not going to get a lot of respect from me. I got people that think that hard times is losing a football game. No, hard times is sleeping in my truck because I couldn't afford to pay rent. That's hard times. Hard times is wondering what I'm going to eat. Yeah, that was me too. I went from an efficiency department to this in the course of 3 years because I had to. I don't like doing it. Nobody likes doing it. Nobody loves the grind. If you are in love with the grind or you one of these people that say rise and grind, it's because you don't work for a living. I want to see dudes that work for a living in this sport. That's why I don't hold a grudge when the kids get paid. Go get your money. Get your bread and protect your chicken. Because at the end of the day, that's what you got. That's what you got. I need you to put your do-rag on and let them waves cook instead of talking about how your waves are swimming. We can see it. You don't need to tell everybody how bad it is. We see it, and you got to trust us to see it. You got to trust people like me, people close to you. We know how hard what you're doing is. We know how difficult it must be to play quarterback in Colorado, but damn it, that's your team. That's your squad. You don't get to throw them under the bus. Not in front of people. You know, we got this thing in my family that I have taken to the grave, or I will take to the grave, excuse me. My mother used to tell me, and my mother is a retired captain in the Air Force. My father is a retired sergeant in the Air Force. That I don't care if your sister or you have committed the crime in front of people, you will be quiet and you'll wait till you get home. You do not air dirty laundry out in front of folks. You don't do that. You know, you don't do that. You protect your family. It starts there. Whomever your family is, you protect them. And I got at all this talk about brothers on football teams. That don't sound like what brothers do. Brothers don't go out there absolutely wrecking people. That's not what you do. You keep that to yourself and you bring it back to the locker room. You have a conversation, but outside, you are one front. You are united. There is no fracture. There cannot be any me. There has to be we everywhere we go. I want it to work for Colorado. But right now, it doesn't feel like it's gonna. And that sucks. That really sucks. All right. That is going to do it for tonight's live show. If you like it, please subscribe to the channel. We are 104,000 strong, and we are growing, and I would appreciate it if y'all would join the group, join the family, join the kinfolk. I mean, look here, man. 62% of the people that watch this show aren't subscribed to it. Is it you? That's what I'm asking. All right, guys. I will see y'all on the flip side. Deuces.